Good evening, hockey fans from around the Nicola Valley. Welcome to the show where you can stay up to date on everything Merritt Centennials, Talking Sense. I'm your host and play-by-play broadcaster for the Sense, Jared Thomas. Talking Sense brought to you by DCS Auto, the automotive shop that can talk your vehicle's language. Bring your car into Sean and Heidi on Lauder Street behind Cal Tire or call 378-2929. So, in the week that was a busy one for the Centennials, 3 games, including a matchup on Wednesday against the Coquitlam Express, a matchup on Friday against the league-leading Vernon Vipers, and a matchup on Saturday against the Salmon Arm Silverbacks. We will start with that matchup on Wednesday night. A bit of a doubleheader, as it were, as the previous game on 2 Fridays back was against the Coquitlam Express. The first game after Christmas, since lost that one 5-2. Looking for revenge in Coquitlam in the new year. And they would find themselves trailing to start.
Player pressure as Schulting picks up the puck for Wildauer, centering, and a 5-hole shot. Graham will score. The Express doing damage on the power play.
That goal coming at the 8:17 mark of the first period. Jack Graham with his first of the season from Josh Wildauer and Jordan Schulting of the Express. Coming on the power play, the Sens having trouble keeping teams off the board when it comes to the power play as of late. But later on in the period, the leading goal scorer for the Sens got him on the board.
Bell with him. Gosselin driving wide behind the net, throws it out front. Chase Bell across Cleghorn, can't get it. Second opportunity, he'll score! Henry Cleghorn, he's lit the lamp a number of times this season, and he'll light it again, get the Sens on the board. The first of the new year goes to Henry Cleghorn.
That would be how the first period would end, and the second period would skate mainly tied at ones until the 15-minute mark of the second period, where the Sens, with a couple boneheaded miscues in their own zone, which led to Express goals.
He'll run into 3 Express players, and now Lippis ahead for Bruce. Bruce centering. Oh, what a stop by Rodden! Finally score!
Roden standing on his head in the crease, but alas, the Express get 3 or 4 whacks at it, finally get it past him. And just a minute later, they'd get it past him again.
Now behind the net, Tyrell Buckley marking him. Sanda cutting to the middle. It's left. Won the shot, and he'll score! Bad luck turnover for the Merritt Centennials in the high slot.
Sens went into the third, trailing by 2, 3-2-1. But early on in the third, Brad Coca with a great move and got the Sens back in it.
Zach Court for Wicks in the left side corner, center for Coca! He'll dive and score! Out of Bobby York, Brad Coca diving across the slot. He'll make it 3-2.
The spectacular effort wasn't quite enough, as the Sens, for the rest of the period, they were pushing and pushing. Pulled the man late, had a 2-man advantage as they had a power play late in the period as well, but couldn't solve Stevenson, and they end up coming away 1 goal short. 3-2 the final in Coquitlam. That set up a matchup against the Vernon Vipers on Friday. Sens coming into that one, losers of 2 straight. They needed to find some answers against the league leaders. Could they do it? We'll find out in the next segment on Talking Sense, brought to you by DCS Auto, right here on Q101. Welcome back to the show where you can stay up to date on everything Merritt Centennials, Talking Sense. I'm your host and play-by-play broadcaster, Jared Thomas. Talking Sense brought to you by DCS Auto, the shop that can talk your vehicle's language. Find them on Lauder Street behind Cal Tire, or give them a call, 378-2929. So the Sense in Segment 1, we broke down their 3-2 loss against the Coquitlam Express, a game in which they went 0 for 6 on the power play. And in this game against the Vernon Vipers, that we'll recap now, on the Friday night, they needed one of those power play goals to come on through. In the first period, no scoring. But Tyrell Buckley went to the box at the 15:27 mark. Cameron Trott, Jimmy Lambert went to the box after that. A penalty carried over into the second period. Sens couldn't do anything with it. And the second period, much the same. An early penalty from the Sens, 2 late ones from the Vernon Vipers. The Sens started the third period with a 2-man advantage. Couldn't get anything done. And eventually, it was the Vernon Vipers who got a chance on the power play. And what did they do? They converted.
No shorthanded goals to speak of in the last few games for the Sens. Need I say more? The Vipers score. Drop pass to Jimmy Lambert. He slaps it blocker side on Jake Berger.
Despite the rough ride for the Merritt Centennials, Jacob Berger was sensational, keeping him in the game all the way. It was a lot of this going on.
To the wall, Kelly gets it out, and now it's played ahead for Stapley. Breakaway by Stapley inside. Berger, the save! Oh, what a stop by Jake Berger! And now a brouhaha to the side of the net. Punches are being thrown, and the linesmen step in. The blood is boiling at Cal Tire Place.
The Sens did have their chances to get back in this one, including a breakaway.
Sandu in the pile-up on the near side wall. Back to the line for Jandrick. Walking in is Jandrick. Huge block by Copperroot. And now Brendan Schneider off to the races on a breakaway. Brendan Schneider! The shot up and over the net!
Brilliant opportunity on the breakaway, but Brendan Schneider fires it over the net. That was a bit of the story in this one as well. Just the chances not quite hitting the mark. Zach Zorn had an opportunity on a breakaway later in the period as well, using his big frame to drive to the net. He got one shot that was stopped, and on the rebound couldn't get that one past Ty Taylor, who was perfect in this one, shutting out the Merritt Centennials. And the captain, Yager Williamson, added the icing on the cake late as the Sens pushing for the equalizer.
One to Claycorn. Back to the line for Buckley. Over for Berkopek. Throws it through the middle. Claycorn's deflection goes to the boards. Prokop ahead for Lansdale. It's a 2-on-1 with an empty net. Over for Williamson. And he'll throw it into the bottom and ice the game.
Since nothing but ice since the Christmas break. They lost against the Express in the first game after Christmas before the New Year on the 29th. And then they lost again to the Express on the Wednesday night. And make it 3 in a row against the league-leading Vernon Vipers. That left a key matchup against the Salmon Arm Silverbacks for Saturday night. The Silverbacks now within 2 points of the Sens, looking to catch them in the standings with a win. Centennials trying to not let that happen. How did it all pan out? We'll find out in segment number 3 of Talking Sens with me, Jared Thomas. It's brought to you by DCS Auto, right here on Q101. Welcome back to the show where you can stay up to date on everything Merritt Centennials Talking Sense. I'm your host and play-by-play broadcaster, Jared Thomas. And Talking Sense brought to you by DCS Auto, the shop that can talk your vehicle's language. Give Sean and Heidi a call at 378-2929. So the Sens went into their final game of the week that was against the Salmon Arm Silverbacks, looking to snap a 3-game losing streak. And, well, they'd get over the hump, but first they got over the hump and found their first lead of 2018.
Now for Matt Copperroot, partial breakaway. Copperroot in to the back end. Thorn on the follow-up, he'll score! Matt Copperroot with a power move to the net. He blew up the defender's stick, but following up the play was Zach Zorn. He put it into the empty cage. The Sens lead 1-0.
The Sens also looking to get over the hump that is the power play. They hadn't scored a power play goal in 2018, but Matthew Gosselin had the answer for that.
Back to the line for... Oh my word, what a shot, what a tip! Mike Van Unen from the right point, deflected on perfectly by Matthew, the Goose, Gosselin! And just like a bird, he flutters it over the shoulder.
That would be how the first period would end. To start the second, the Sens gifted another power play, and gifted another goal.
Now Gosselin looking to cut to the net, in sight, trying to find the loose puck. Gosselin hacking away, so is Cleghorn in front. Gosselin scores! Cleghorn and Gosselin relentless on the puck, and Matthew the Goose has 2!
That goal coming early in the second period, but after that, the Silverbacks started to find their mojo, and it came off a bit of a weird play.
Right to left, Constable at the line, down low for Wilson, the shot down low, it somehow squeaks through.
Silverbacks weren't done there. Another, this time from Tanner Campbell.
Now on the right side, Thomas into the middle, Ryland Van Unen can't get the puck, Hales, fakes, takes, it goes behind the net to the loose to the side, and off the end boards, the Silverbacks score.
3-2 would be the score heading into the third period. That would set the stage for a hotly contested third. It was back and forth play. The Saints not sitting on their heels, but they wouldn't be able to get any insurance until late in the third period.
Now Wicks with a chance with Schneider. Wicks inside. Schneider finishes it off. Centennials score. They didn't forget about the offense.
So there you have it. The first win of 2018 comes against the Salmon Arm Silverbacks. You could say they got the silverback off their backs, but the work isn't done there. They'll have to face a trio of teams that'll be a tough task, all near the top of the interior division. The Trail Smoke Eaters have returned to form. The Saints face them on Saturday night. The Vernon Vipers, well, we've seen what they can do to the Merritt Centennials, as evidenced in this segment of Talking Sense. But on Wednesday, it's those dreaded Penticton Vs, January 10th. Wednesday night is when they'll play the Vs. Of course, January 10th, also trade deadline night. I'm hearing some rumors going around, nothing official yet, but the Sens looking to make some deals before the deadline. They've got an open roster spot. They can add a player without subtracting a player, and they could still make a player-for-player trade. We'll see how it all pans out. You know, I'll have the story first. It'll be up on Q101 if it does come down. But from the team, from myself, this has been Talking Sense, brought to you by DCS Auto. I'm Jared Thomas. See you on the other side.